what? We're live.
Hey, it's Jess the Ska Kid and Knights of the Round Table.
Give points.
Beer guy.
And on the phone tonight with us this evening is James White from the Trees of Life. Hi, James.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Wonderful. Welcome back, because it's been about a year since we've had you on the show.
Has it really been that long?
Yes.
That's crazy. Well, happy birthday, by the way. I know your birthday was yesterday, right?
It was, yeah, holy shit. I'm like, it was Wednesday. I think it's Friday. Yes? Thank you. I'm lost in the week. What day was it?
I hope it was super awesome.
It was fun. We all played Cards Against Humanity, and I drank tea because I'm ancient. But tonight is music night and new beer. New beer from Collective Arts Brewing. They're from Canada, and they're super awesome. And if you like beer, music, and art, they are... collective that is all do-it-yourself, and they promote underground musicians, artists, and make their own beer. It's super fucking cool.
That is super cool.
Yes. So anyways, how about we play catch-up? What have you been doing since we last spoke with you?
I've been learning a lot. It really has been a year, because like the whole game has kind of changed for me down here since the last time we talked. It's amazing. It's amazing how things cycle through, right? Like, bands that you're close to and you play with all the time end up not being a band anymore, right?
Right.
Having to watch promoters get their dreams crushed and get kicked out of the game, and you have to, kind of start all over again with booking promoters and booking agencies and stuff like that. That's been really interesting. Staying consistent has been an interesting ride as well. But overall, having a blast, playing a lot of pretty big shows, doing a lot more. I guess you'd call it like tourist shows, right? So we're down here in Florida, so we finally cracked the Hard Rock Hotel. We did the Hilton, Daytona Beach Resort. That's a really cool venue. So we've kind of edged our way into that market a little bit since last time I talked to you, which has been different
and bigger.
It's awesome. It's crazy because it's when you're playing in front of an audience in a place like that, you'll have people from all over the world watching you. Granted, there's only a couple hundred or whatnot, but people from all over the place, and then being able to have those conversations in between sets, and giving people your music and knowing that it's going to Indiana and California and Colorado and the Philippines and out in the islands somewhere while people are here on vacation. It's kind of neat.
So before we started, you were talking about new things that you're doing as far as videoing yourself. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, sure. So. Well, like we talked before, we had the hour and a half conversation about kind of like the how-to and, how to own your own stuff and be your own publisher.
Super informative.
Like so I'm just so adamant that like I can't bank on anyone else to make me, give me an opportunity to make a living with this music. So I'm trying really, really hard to just create my own audience. And create my own exposure and try to spread it as wide as possible, as organic as possible, because I don't have much money to spread the word. So I found this place. It's called Up Live. It's an app. You can find it on Apple or Google Play Store. And the crazy thing about it, and I'm actually live on it right now.
You are.
Almost 300 people watching right now.
Cool. So wait, you're doing this live to do us live?
Yeah.
We're doing like a double live. Did I get that right?
When was
we're doing a
this,
double live right now. So these people are here to see me play. Booked a show tonight too, and I thought this was Eastern, but it's Central, and I got all confused, but whatever. So I have this Up Live app. Now this is more for like the Eastern market. These are a lot of these people who use this application to consume stuff, like to consume music and people that do live art paintings or crafts and stuff. There's about 60 million people on this application that are viewers. Okay, that are looking for entertainment, things to watch all the time, and they don't have Facebook, right? So this is a way for them to be able to watch people do creative things and talk about things. And, like for you guys, it'd be awesome. For every artist out there, I highly recommend it. I've just been doing it for a little bit. I've got about 300 true followers already just in the 4 or 5 weeks I've been doing it. But it seems like every time I turn it on, within 20 to 30 minutes, I have 200 to 500 people watching. I've had up to about 800-900 people watching at once. A couple of weeks ago, we were at Mellow Mushroom. So it's really kind of neat because there's actual real people that are watching you live, that are interested in what you're doing, and that, also have access to the internet, who can go to your website and buy your music or buy your arts and crafts or your paintings or, whatever the case is, and show support. They can also, tip you, right? And then you can cash that out as well and use that for marketing for your band or, your podcast or whatever you're doing. So it's kind of neat. Like I said, something that I started, there's some people that I know that are out there doing this on UpLive, and they really are making, $4,000 to $6,000 a month.
That's fucking amazing. I love talking to you.
No
Do you know
shit.
why? Because you really, I knew that I wanted to do something that continued to promote independence and self-sufficiency and taking the market back. Meeting you educated me on just the little things that we've continued to speak about for so many episodes. This steps the fucking game up, my friend. So,
well, this is what we try to do, right? We try to stay conscious. We try to look at the different opportunities and different ways to evolve us delivering our message and our products, and try to go as wide as possible. So I'm always looking for new things like that.
When you do this UpLive video, James, are you able to save that, capture it, and then put it onto, say, the YouTube? Are you able to then cross-post that to any other social media platform?
I'll do you even better. You can connect it straight to your Facebook account, and when you go live on UpLive, it automatically triggers a Facebook Live as well.
Wow.
Oh, I love you, James!
How much?
Now, me personally, I have refrained from doing that for now.
Okay.
Just because I'm just personally doing a test. Like for you, I'd recommend you just doing it because that way you can do it while you're doing your other stuff, so it's not a hassle, right?
Right.
I'm trying to do a test here. I want to put in a solid 3 to 4 months on this UpLive and kind of see what it generates by itself without adding in, Facebook. Because I know I'll get, like our own following on it as well, but I just don't want it to, it'd be so hard to really look at the numbers on the back end and see what's really doing what if I mix it. Because the reporting on here is not that great. Or let's say it's not that granular, let's say, which is fine. I mean, it's wonderful for what it is. So, but that's what I'm going to do for now and build this audience here and kind of see how that goes first. And then I'm going to start connecting it to the Facebook here, probably February. But definitely before like the Collie Bud show that we do in March and some of the other bigger shows that we're doing, because I want that to be on UpLive and on Facebook Live at the same time. I think it'd be really cool.
So here's a question. How is that app free? You're able to utilize all of that for free, or do you have to pay a price to utilize UpLive?
The only price you have to pay is the effort to make a profile.
Oh my God, man. I have a question. Do you find that, well, I have several questions now that we've talked about this. So first, because you've always introduced me to new ways of free marketing, when you come across other bands and you're informing them of this, are they open to the idea and concept, or do you find resistance with trying to give people tools to utilize to help themselves?
Well, wise man once told me you can't help anyone that doesn't want to help themselves, right? So amazingly enough, I see a lot of resistance, right? It's always James is just the know-it-all, guy always, trying new things and failing, you know what I mean? So,
Failing,
I
you didn't
really
spend any money, you
personally
didn't
just,
fail.
you know, I'm all about giving back, right, and trying to grow together. That's what the whole Here We Grow movement's all about.
Right.
I'm not afraid to give up my contacts and my secrets and, you know, marketing and stuff, because I think it's fun. You know, it's not like, I find it really funny, like, growing up, you know, in music specifically. Like, I first moved down to Florida to start a studio. And when you're running a studio, one of the big secrets in running a studio is how to master your music, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like this huge industry secret. And I've ruined so many relationships with people that I admired and adored because it's like they keep it to themselves, right? Or they'll purposely give me bad information to steer me away from the truth. And then always rub me the wrong way, right? So as I'm growing and I'm learning, like, I'm only going to give what my truth is at the moment, because if I can help somebody else grow, then that gives me, like, the fulfillment that I need to grow as a human being, rather than, like, the selfishness of just keeping it to myself, because, you know, I've failed a whole bunch, you know what I mean? But I've also been super successful in some things, too, so it's kind of, you know, you miss a lot more than you hit, but I've never... So to answer your question directly, I always get resistance, typically. However, when the things I try work, then all of a sudden, then they'll duplicate that and usually, you know, present it as their own idea, which is fine. You know, I'm not you know, looking for credit either, but it is funny, and I'm sure you guys see that too. Do you guys see more resistance than you do acceptance of trying new things for marketing and stuff?
You can go back and watch prior uncomfortable interviews. Yes. A lot of people spend lots of money to try to do something, and what I've tried to equate it to is you are paying people to earn money off of your art and your back instead of you just putting forth the effort to earn all of the royalty. And why people don't want to just go, oh yeah, maybe I should try that. It's risk-free. Free!
And these people pay for it.
Means that there's like no risk.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, some people, I mean, like, so I guess I'm an 80s baby, right? So, like, we call it the Justin Bieber effect. Like, you're in a band, right? You love your music. You love what you do. You think that, you know, and I'm sure you're super talented. You probably deserve $1 million. However, you know, you think that the industry just needs to just give you access, like you're somebody, and not all of us are like Justin Bieber, who just get discovered, right, and just get taken off on a ride on company dollar. You know, there's some people out there that just want to. I guess it really depends on, you know, where they personally want to take it, right? Like, if you really want to put in the effort and grind it out and try to make, like, a living off of it, right? Like, that's the dream for me. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. Then I'm looking for every single way possible. But if I know a musician is only in it to just jam and have fun because they want to get away from the wife and kids every now and again, then I don't try to beat them over the head with it, right? It's just, you know, different strokes for different folks. But, well, one thing I have done as far as, like, trying to qualify my consulting on the matter is trying to identify where they really want to take it, you know. And so some people just aren't willing to put in that full effort to go and get it, you know, and other people are. And I think the final product usually speaks for itself, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So the other question I had, when we were discussing UpLive and how you can see, you know, how many people, and it would seem that it would draw fairly more than, say, a Facebook Live video, depending on demographic. Have you seen results on your website and purchases for music and such things increase since using that, or that's what your trial run is going to be?
So here's where I am seeing traffic, is on our Spotify account. Which is on the website a little bit, but I mainly advertise as Spotify because it is a free way to listen to our music. And since I use Record Union for our digital distribution, they have a proprietary app that, like, only they can offer their clients that use their service for the digital distribution. a back end to your Spotify account that actually gives you granular reporting on exactly where everyone lives, what they listen to, how long they listen to it, what their age demographics are, their ethnicity, their age group, what else they like to listen to.
Yep.
Which I'm gathering all that information. So then when I start spending, bigger dollar amounts on digital advertising placements, I'm going to use that information to target those type of listeners. Does that make sense?
Yes, most definitely. You're using actual information to be able to continue to market yourself. Duh. So,
yes.
Where are you? Let's talk about like the different projects that you're in, because I feel as if you've branched off more from Trees of Life, and even though that's the main thing, you sent me music from Dub 321 where you're featured on a song. So talk about the things that you've now been working on, and where are you playing tonight?
Absolutely. So tonight I'm at Daytona Beach. I'm at a place called the Daytona Tap Room on the Seabreeze Entertainment District. It's a really, really cool spot. There's the Seabreeze Entertainment District has about 6 or 7 bars. There's 5 bars and 2 restaurants, right? You can also get beer in, let's say. But it's all just right here on the strip. They're all directly next to each other. And there's just this huge local music community here that always supports each other. I love playing here all the time, just because the people are just super duper, right? I mean, they just love the music and what we're doing, and we're here to support everybody and help each other. And somebody loaned me a guitar today. It's like people are just awesome around here. As far as like different projects, so here's what I've learned in this last year. Like you mentioned, branching out. Like I'm not necessarily branching out, however, like here's what I've realized, and I've been completely open about, truthful about, with all the people around me. Right? Is we're trying to do something special with the music. Right? It takes a tremendous amount of effort. Now, me being the person who's writing most of the music, I put the guys together. I guess I'm kind of organizing and commanding the situation. Right?
You're the band.
I cannot expect anybody who works with me to want this as bad as I do.
Yeah.
So I've made it perfectly clear that I've got a core group of guys, right? I got a core 4 members of the band. This is the Trees of Life. No matter what, nobody's going to get fired. If you want to leave yourself, it's the only way you're going to get taken out, right? However, we need to put in a lot of work to make other people who do run labels and distribution companies make it seem like we are really out there kicking ass, right?
Right.
A lot of my core guys have families. They have, day jobs. They're making good money. They can't take all the time off needed to really put in the effort to try to take it to the next level. So I have a bunch of other musicians now that also know my music that I've either filled in one form or another. I've got 3 to 4 drummers or percussionists. I've got 2 bass players, 2 to 3 guitar players to play lead for me when needed, right? So it's kind of a situation where I'm booking shows, trying to stay as busy as possible, and then filling in the holes where people can't fill in, right? Like my core guys obviously get first stab at anything we schedule, and then whoever can't make it, I try to fill it in. And part of that is I asked a couple of people to feature on our album, that We Are All Connected album. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of fun how it's kind of coming back to me now, where I've been being asked now to feature on other people's music. Like, for instance, like the New Day Rising with Dub 321. That was a really fun song to do with Miles. He's a really cool kid. The Intracoastals are recording an album right now, and Scott from the Intracoastals asked me to do a song, so we're in the middle of writing that one right now. That one's going to be really, really fun. Super excited, super catchy. Scott's really good at catchy stuff. Being able to feature on other people's albums is another awesome way to get more exposure, right?
Right.
We're sharing crowds and audiences, which is, it's something you got to kind of kill the ego to do properly, right? But luckily, down here, I've got relationships with other guys. We do music that are kind of in the like genre, and we're not afraid to let other people shine around here. You know what I mean? It's not about winning the concert. So I'm really excited to be able to be a part of their projects.
So has the scene changed at all since last we talked? Are there any new and upcoming people that we should know about?
It's changed a whole bunch, right? So like on a couple different levels. So the promoter levels are really killed me. So when we talked last, I had 7 different promoters I was working with.
Right.
Promoters are booking agencies, people that I'm booking shows with, aside from booking myself directly with the venue. That 6 to 7 just turned to 1 to 2. Everyone else literally got snuffed out of the business. Like they made choices that were, I guess, socially questionable in their little clique, right? Like, booking a show near another bar on the same weekend, and I guess you're kind of competing, and they don't like that, and so the people that own all the bars kind of teamed up and just shut out all the middle guys, and like to the point to where these other 4 to 5 promoters like literally are not booking shows ever again in life. They're so upset and they're so crushed.
Oh. They should move to Chicago. They fit in perfect.
Right. So that was hard to see, and that kind of I had to get back to work, back on the grind. Calling venues nearly every day. Right. Trying to find new venues to play at almost every day. So I'm back to putting in that daily effort. And then it usually builds, and then I meet a half a dozen people who just booked me for a while. There was a good year and a half where I really didn't have to look. I had more shows than we could play. So, and I liked being in that in that situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that definitely got ripped from us, and so we've just kind of stayed alive, right? Just kept on moving forward. Can't sit around and pout about it. Just gotta, if you want it, you gotta keep it moving. Mm-hmm. So, and then band-wise, so we had Cashed Out and Sarah Nation got signed, and they're gone now, right?
Right.
They're not really playing in the areas; they're playing all over the country now.
He just laughs it off.
We had Relief. Did I ever tell you about Relief yet?
No.
All right, so you need to check out Relief. They're my favorite 3-piece down here right now.
Okay.
Super cool guys. Singer's name is James, so maybe I'm a little partial, right? Because that's their name. But they're up and coming. They're starting to gain some momentum and speed. Massive Roots. I'm playing a show with them on the 30th at Bombshells with Web 321. They're really positive guys. I mean, they are grinding right now, and I love to see that. And love to help them, promote and help them, build their audience, because they're literally the type of guys right now where they got so much energy. I think all 5 of them that are in the band before a show are going out to the venue, a week or 2 before and flyering, hitting the streets, going to other local bars and passing out flyers and really doing hardcore direct promotion of their stuff. And that's always really, really fun to see. Who else? Let me think. The Intracoastals kind of took a hiatus for 3-4 months, but it looks like they're going to stick it out and make a big comeback here in the spring 2019. So that's going to be fun to watch, fun to be a part of. I got Mark Rosenthal, Poppy Productions, walking by me right now, giving me a look. What up? He's part of the Sea Entertainment District. He's one of my favorite promoters out here. He's doing well for himself as well. Let me think here. Ashley Young is a solo artist. She's really sweet.
Daytona.
Megan Navarro band you might really like her because she's got this super crazy style that's just not common whatsoever. And she's like this little dainty little girl, and she sings with this super rich, deep voice. It's super awesome. And then last one I would say is Noel Bayer from the Rasta Bears. It's Rastabayers. So that's a duo. It's like a brother-sister duo.
Yeah.
They're super awesome too. She's got like a super duper high soprano voice. It's super crazy too. They do a lot of cool jams. They do a lot of they got some really cool originals, and then they also do they take covers and they change them like crazy, right? And they do a lot of really cool medleys too. But those are what I'd say notable up and comers. I would say.
It's a good list there, James. That's pretty extensive. So you have been, I would say, at least from what I can see, there's been lots of festivals that you have done or have been part of. Going into 2019, what does that look like?
So, man, super stoked for 2019. 2020 is going to be out of control. So, I've already got word that we're probably going to be going out to California next year.
That's awesome.
We're definitely getting to Texas.
Do you need
We're
help?
going to get up to the Carolinas and up east. I'd like to come and see you guys.
Yeah, we would love to
That
come
would be
have
awesome.
you.
That would be awesome too. So 2019 is going to be our launch to really go out of state and really start working that. I'm talking to the Cali Roots guys out in California. They're also part of that Root Fire cooperative that I mentioned a year ago. So I've been keeping in touch with them. We just had 2 really big shows with them. We've got HR from Bad Brains. You guys familiar with Bad Brains up there?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
So HR, the lead singer from Bad Brains, I'm playing with him December 13th next month.
That's awesome.
So I got that with Duderman Productions and Ethelwood Music Group, the Root Fire people booked us for that one, and then also Collie Buds in March, the 28th. That one's going to be huge. One of my favorite venues out here, Cafe Da Vinci's in DeLand. It's always great there because there's 300 to 600 people every time we play there. Crowd's always super responsive, and those are always, dreamy nights, right? When you get the chance to play in front of a crowd like that.
That's really cool. And if you need help crossing the United States in Texas, California, and you want to play into Mexico, we have promoters and places we can put you.
Uh-oh. Well, then we'll definitely have to talk.
That's a real thing. Shout out to Thomas from Epic 18. He was my first go at this, and a band from Kenosha got to play in Imperial in San Diego, and so
nice.
He's become Miss
yes,
March.
he is my West Coast connect. One of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
Yes, he does a really good job with his promotions, and so.
Cheers to Thomas.
Cheers to Thomas. I like that I have connections now from doing this all over the place so that I can continue to help people connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, James,
absolutely.
If you guys ever have an upcoming festival, just to add to one of the services that we do, if you weren't familiar, we now do the mobile Jess the Ska Kid thing where we'll go to events and MC them and do them live. So if you ever want us to come to a music festival, we now have that under our belts because we just did one this past summer in Milwaukee.
Really?
We did several.
Yes.
That's so awesome. So
We did do
we did
several.
the Anacoustics Festival in Ohio, right, in August.
Right.
This year, 2019, we're taking a hiatus because we're trying to move to a different property
That's what
and
Ego
like
and the
take a
Maniacs
stage and
said.
do a festival out there, a big property.
Mm-hmm.
So 2020, though, I'm gonna bring you guys out. How about that?
We'll
I can do
host the
that
whole
for
thing.
sure.
All right.
We'll have Jess the Ska Kid out there, Anacoustics 2020. Let me think down here. I got because I know you guys are bearing the cold, but it's just getting chilly for me down here.
Oh.
What the fuck is
Piss
chilly
off.
to you? You're in Daytona. Is it like 60 today?
My old man lives down there. It was 80 yesterday.
It's gonna get down to like the mid 40s tonight.
Oh, we didn't even get that high today.
Yeah. Well, it was like 92 earlier or something. I think.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
You don't get to see
okay.
the sun for like 3
It was pretty
months.
hot earlier. I'm trying to think though. So like if they do Root Fire next year, so like they didn't do the Root Fire Fest this year. They might do it next year. If they do that, that's usually November around your birthday. That might be a thing. We also got like the Spring Break Reggae Fest too. We could probably bring it down to one of those maybe. I'll definitely think about that.
Think about where you would want us to come talk and help with your vision, and it's a similar like-minded sort of vision that we have. So let's keep.
Well, not only that, but I'll get like a dozen more bands to interview with you too. while you're there.
Yay! Growing. Here we grow.
That'll be fun too, right?
Right.
Oh, networking.
I love it.
Yeah.
Plus, you can watch me get really burnt.
Real quick.
And not like faded, but like
Straight red
ouch.
face.
Like here's the
Yeah.
aloe.
Well, there's plenty of fresh indigenous aloe down here for you.
Oh, I know. I have family that lives in Florida, and they always cut like fresh leaves for me, and they're like, "This is just as an in case." I'm like, "Wow, guys, thanks." So
Your ginger showing.
it's okay. That's my Irish.
Pretty cool.
So James, because I know that you have to. Are you going to go play now?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I've got to go play here in a minute.
All right. So how about we wrap up in closing? You just do a brief overview for those people watching and paying attention. Where can they find you? What do you want to highlight as you're going, saying goodbye for this evening?
C'est la vie.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you can find us on our website, thetreesof.life. Now, I've been procrastinating. I don't have the new music up there yet. But you can find our new music on Spotify. You can just search the We Are All Connected, or We Are All Connected, and you'll find it that way the best. You can find us on Facebook as well. It seems to be now if you put in The Trees of Life on Facebook, we come up now, even though it's not our actual tag because we've been around for 3.5, almost 4 years now. So that's really cool. Last time we talked, that wasn't a thing. I kept getting blocked out by the Tree of Life movie. But now it seems like if you put, the S on trees, Facebook knows about it now. Instagram, Twitter, if you got it. Excuse me.
Hey, you better catch that call, James.
No. Also, let me do a plug for you too, because we got 492 people now on the Uplive watching.
Awesome.
So we're talking to Jess the Ska Kid. All you Uplive people need to check out YouTube and go to Jess the Ska Kid. Follow, subscribe to her channel so you can see all of her interviews, bunch of great music, all local, all different genres. Nothing holds them back. And
not local. We're global.
We're global.
We appreciate you.
We're global, James. We've had bands from.
Global now?
We've had
global now.
We've had bands from
like
Russia, the Netherlands, and Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Japan, Netherlands, and where else?
And Russia.
And Russia. Wow, that's amazing.
Superhero Sydney.
That's awesome.
What?
That's really cool. Well, I do appreciate you having me on the show again.
Thank you very much, James.
It's always good to talk to you guys, and I wish you the best. And please stay in touch. I know I'll be in touch. And,
Yes.
you know, maybe we can check in. We can do this again another 4 to 6 months. And
Yes.
Yeah.
You keep making music. You keep sending it
Keep it
here.
moving.
We'll keep doing this thing. All right.
all right,
All right, James.
I
Thanks.
appreciate you.
Have a great show.
excellent. Well, here we go. Thank you so much. I'll be in touch.
Here we
Okay,
grow.
thanks, bye.
Oh, okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
That was James White from the Trees of Life. He has to go because he has a live show in Daytona Beach he's got to do right now. Oh,
What
let's
in the
see.
hell?
James. He
Pocket.
pocket
Pocket
dialed
dialed.
me. Bye again.
The first official butt dial on live.
Hey, that's cool. So, Up Live, I love talking to James because he provides us new information free.
Oh my
It's
god.
fucking free. Just go do free shit and try to be better. All right? All you have to do is try. Create a profile, post your shit. Imagine that. Your phone sitting on your bass amp recording you as 400 people around the world watch you. What better exposure for fucking free, and you still get paid because there's usually a cover charge at that show. So really, you made money that night, even if it was just gas to get back home. Look at the way to invest in your product. I love talking to James.
Seriously.
So we're gonna take a short break, catch our coughs, and then move forward with new music in just a little bit. Okay?
Thanks.
Hold on. R.I.P. Roy Clark.
Oh god, yes.
Bye.
Come on and listen to Jess. She got her show, it's the best.